Hey everybody, my name is Lindsay and I am a crocheter. I own a small crochet business called Crochet by Ray and I sell locally at my markets. I have never done a YouTube video before, so welcome. Thank you for watching if you clicked on this one, yay! This is my third time making this video. I do not know what I am doing, clearly. So, whatever. Hopefully this one gets posted. Anyway, all right, so I would like to show you everything I have made for my upcoming market. I have a market on Saturday, Peach Jam Jubilee is what it's called. I think, or hope it's gonna be really well attended. I have tons and tons of stuff, and like I said, I've made this video a couple of times, and I realized in one of the last versions of it that I have way too much stuff to show you in one video, or at least I don't think anybody would want to see all the stuff I have to show. If you do, if you want to see every single thing I've made, I would love to show you. Just leave me a message in the comments and I'll do another video with every single thing I've made. But for this video, I'm just going to show everything I have made since my last market, which was at the end of May, so like 2 weeks worth of product, something like that. Okay, 3 weeks. So let's get started because I have a lot. All right, or a lot for me. Okay, first thing, brontosaurus, embroidered eyes. The yarn is Bernat Mystical. The hook size I used was a 6mm. This is a completely no-sew pattern I got free off of Instagram, and I will link all the patterns in the description. Hopefully, I know what I'm doing and I can do that, and I will do that. Okay, so I do embroider a lot of the eyes on a lot of my stuffies just because I just like to have that option, you know, for anybody 3 and under, so I just go ahead and do it. So, and I have always done it for these guys and they always sell, so $20. That green, blue, purple, strawberry turtle. Actually, let me show you the other strawberry turtle. Strawberry turtle. These have 23mm safety eyes. Got those off of AliExpress. The pattern is a free YouTube tutorial, and she also has it on her website. This is Fred the Sea Turtle. I just adapted him to make him a strawberry turtle. So this topper, I actually have a pattern for, or I got a pattern off of Pinterest for a strawberry, and I just adapted the little topper guy. And then this is, I just embroidered the little white dots on there. Medium strawberry turtle. So this is Premier Basics Chanel Brights, and I sell these for $22. So I have one like this, another one with the eyes, and then I have one embroidered. So I try to have that option for most everything I make, especially these, because these are really popular and I usually sell out of them at every show, you know, or at least sell one at every show. Got smaller turtles. This little small turtle. This is a YouTube tutorial, and the yarn is Premier Basics Chanel Brights, and I embroidered the eyes, and that's my cat in the background. Her name is Sunday. She goes where she pleases. Okay, so got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have another one of this, but it's over. I'm not quite done with it yet. It still needs cheeks. So I have been selling these for $15, but I think I'm gonna try 16 and see if they sell. rainbow bees. So this is a paid pattern that I got off of Etsy. Of course, there's tons of free ones, but I bought it. So this is the first time I've used the sinker eyes. I think these are 14mm sinker eyes. I like the look though. I think it's cute. I did adapt the wings, so I don't like to sew anything ever, and I tend to sew crooked. So I took the regular pattern, I made the wings just like I always do, or just like the pattern says to do. Then I pinched it right here in the bottom, and I just crocheted in with one single crochet. And then I just tied off the strings, or the ends, tightly inside. Kind of sewed them down a little bit so it wouldn't be so, these wouldn't be floppy. But it made it twice as fast, and they aren't crooked. So, well, they don't look crooked. Well, maybe they do, but no. Good enough. I think they look good enough. I don't think anybody can tell the difference. And it made it go faster for me, so I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm going to sell these guys for $12. Owls. This is a no-sew pattern. Well, technically it's a no-sew. You're supposed to, the pattern tells you to just tie off the ends of these eyes on the inside, but I actually sew them down because otherwise it kind of stick out. So you do kind of sew the eyes down. But if I'm willing to do it, it's probably not that bad. Free pattern off of Instagram. The yarn is Sweet Snuggles Light Variegated. I make them in other colors. These are the ones I've made in the last couple of weeks. I do make them also in a pink version and a white version, but they don't really sell as fast. These, for some reason, in this color, sell every time I put them out. I can make them in less than 30 minutes, and I charge $12 for these. And I am not, I don't think I'm a very fast crocheter, at least from watching the other people on these YouTube videos. And they talk about how quickly they can make something. And I'm thinking, I cannot. So I don't think I'm a very fast crocheter. So if I can make it in 30 minutes, probably anybody can. So all right, another free pattern off of Instagram. Little baby axolotls. Cute. I embroidered the face. Whoop. The legs look a little, I guess it's like he's stepping. I think the next time I make these, if I make these again, if they sell, because I've never made them before, I don't know if they'll sell. I might change that to a bobble, because I don't know, it look like, I'm not sure if they look right, but it does help him to stand, which I think is kind of cute. So he stands. So I don't know. Anyway, cute, fast. Everybody loves axolotls. I'm gonna try to sell these for $8. I make a bigger version of the axolotl. I've been making these for a while. These are pretty consistent sellers. I embroider the face. This is a YouTube tutorial. I think it's crocheted by Jenna. I'll link it. And I did forget to put the, whatever this is called, I got to put it on there. So I gotta go back and do that. So this guy's gonna sit over here so I can do that. I charge $15 for those. I usually sell at least one or two at every show. They're not a big seller for me like other people say they are for them. So, but I like to have them because I usually sell, you know, at least a couple of them. And pink is the most popular color for me, so for some reason. Okay, so this was a paid pattern off of Etsy. This is a completely no-sew giraffe. His face is my favorite. Got the eyes off of AliExpress. So cute, right? But this was so difficult for me to figure out. I think it was a me problem. I have really tight tension, and I could not figure out how to get this head to attach to this neck, the spot tip migrating to the back. Took 3 times, and almost asked the pattern creator to help me, but I did somehow figure it out. And then the legs are twisted. Again, I think that's a me problem. Stop it. I think it's a me problem. Took me a really long time. Hopefully somebody won't mind that his legs are a little twisted. He still stands. He's still adorable. I'm going to try to sell him for $40. Even though he took me so long, I should sell him for more. But like I said, I don't think he should have taken me so long. So, $40. Okay. So at my last show, somebody asked me if I made hedgehogs. So I found this pattern on Instagram. This is made with Big Twist Baby Bear. And I embroidered the face. Really, really fast. Smaller than I thought it would be, but it was really, really fast to make. So I think I'll probably sell them for $6. 3 in brown, and then my husband said I absolutely had to have a hedgehog in blue if I was going to have a hedgehog. So he wanted me to give it red feet, but blue it is. So we'll see. We'll see if they sell. Snake. 25mm eyes. I got these off of Amazon. The yarn is Sweet Snuggles Light Variegated. The pattern is a paid pattern off of Etsy from Saucy Puffin Crafts. I have other colors, but this is the only one that I've made recently. I have a pink one and a blue one in the same yarn. So I don't think I've made one in this color, so sell them for $20. We'll see if he sells. Okay, so I do the adoptable pets with the little box and the little certificate. I get the boxes off of Amazon, and I actually purchased the PDF of the little certificates off of Etsy, and I just print them out on cardstock. So they're real small and they fit in the box, so I like that. So these are my puppies. This is a paid pattern from Annie Caraway Arts, I think. This is her mini puppy, and this is the terrier, and this guy is in Bernat. All eyes. Embroidered the nose. Pink one. Here's the corgi. Fun pattern. I haven't had the Annie Caraway pattern at a market. Well, I had it at my last market, and that was the only one I had it at. And they sold fairly well. It rained the entire time at my last market, so it's hard to judge really, because I don't think we're near the traffic we should have. So, but pugs. And then I have one leftover puppy that is actually a YouTube tutorial, and I embroidered the eyes and the nose. So this one hasn't been wildly popular, well, not like cats, so I haven't made any more like this. So I'm going to try this other pattern and see if they work. I sell them for $15, and then here are my cats. So this is a YouTube tutorial for these cats that I've been making for a while now. Orange. I got a lot. I got like 16 cats. So I'm not going to show you all the cats, but here's Bernat Mystical. Sweet Snuggles Light. Which I'm out of this now, so moving on. And somebody asked me last time if I could make a Siamese cat, so I tried to adapt the pattern. I think this brown may be too dark. I think I may try lighter colors next time, but we'll see if he sells. He's cute. Oh, and I did, for this pattern, I'll link it in the description, but she has you make the tail separately and then sew it on. But I just surface crocheted the tail on because I don't like to sew anything. So, put these back over here. I think that's, oh, I got a gray one too. I'll show you the gray. Gray is pretty popular for me. Cute. These eyes are 14mm eyes, I think, and I like the shine to them. iridescence, and I got these off of AliExpress. Okie dokie. All right, next bag. Oh, nope. Haha. Ignore the bag. It's just an old bag I have that I just used. All right. These are gummy bears. So I have never sold gummy bears before, but they were super fast to make. Let's see if I can get them all stacked up. They were super fast to make, and I'm gonna try to sell them for $5. I'm gonna buy a little candy jar to put them in, and I hope they sell because they were really fast, and you don't have to put eyes or anything in them, so I like that. So, gummy bears. Free pattern on Instagram, I think, or maybe Pinterest. I'll link it. And these are all made with Parfait Chunky. Okay. Okay, next bag. Alrighty. So I have, this. This is a paid pattern from Jade. This is her new pattern, and this is the first time I have made something that has the poly beads in it. So it's not stuffed with polyfill, it has beads. You take I took a lady's trouser sock because it's like a little bit thicker than hose that they want you to use, or nylons, whatever. So I was just worried about it busting. So that's what I have it filled with. Squishy, completely no sew. 20mm eyes. These are from AliExpress, and the yarn is Premier Basics Chanel Brights. I'm going to try these for $25. Kind of want to do $28 just because the poly beads are expensive. But I'm going to try $25 because he's small. I don't know. So we'll see how he sells. I think I'm going to put a sign on him. I have one other one I'm not quite done with. I want to put little cheeks on it for the chicken version, and then we'll put signs on them that say this item is filled with poly beads, you know, not safe for children under 3, something like that, like on the actual stuffy, just because I'm worried about it busting open. I don't know, we'll see. But I like him, he feels fine. I like the weight. Hope he sells. Cute, cute. Okay. I have a goat. These little ears. Little goat. This is a paid pattern. I think it's Madeline Mako. The yarn is Premier Basics Chanel Brights. I think the eyes are 25mm eyes, and I put little eyebrows on him. I think it adds a little to him. I'm gonna sell this guy for $25. I have not made this one in a really long time, and I used to make it in Big Twist Posh, and it was tiny. So this size, I'm gonna see if you sell for $25. And he's really not as crooked as it looks. Okay. Oh, I do want to say there is a lot of sewing on him. Sew these on. You sew these on. And I sewed the arms in as I went around. So there is some sewing on him. You sew the muzzle on. But I like the outcome. I like how he looks, so that's worth the sewing. I have Laying Bear. Love my Laying Bear. See? These eyes are felt eyes that I got off of Etsy, and I glue them down with Gorilla Glue with the Gorilla Fabric Glue, and they are not coming off. They are not coming off. And then I got a little plastic nose, and I glued it in as well. Also I put the back on it, but I glue it and put the back on. This guy is completely no sew. So you make the legs and the ears and the tail, and then you crochet all of them in as you go. The face is one piece. I love this pattern. I love it. Doesn't really take that long. I think this takes me about an hour and a half to make. I've made one other one, and it sold immediately when I put it out, so I'm selling them for $38. The yarn is Bernat pitter patter, and I love pitter patter. I love it. I'll try to find any way I can use this, this yarn. Okay. Some more dinosaurs. This is a no-sew pattern. It's a paid pattern off of Etsy. You make the little arms and the little feet, and then you crochet them in, and you crochet the tail out, and then you surface crochet the spikes on. I have these two, and they are in Bernat Mystical. I have made them with embroidered eyes, but I just kind of liked the look of these eyes. I don't know why I decided to put eyebrows on this one, not this one, but anyway. Sell these for $20, and they pretty much sell every time I put them out. So, all right, so here we go. We got this guy. This is a no-sew pattern from Crochet Grove, paid pattern off of Etsy. Made it with Premier Basics Chanel Brights, and these are 25mm eyes that I got off of Amazon. So this guy takes me about 2 hours. I hear other people saying it takes them an hour and a half. I made this version. This guy, I made a floaty for. I didn't make a floaty for the other one just because after all the color changes, I was just like, no. So this guy, I made a floaty for, and I think he took me over 2 hours because this was a lot of stitching to make this. But again, I think I'm a slow crocheter. This one is made with Premier Basics Chanel Brights, but the orange is Sweet Snuggles Light. So let's see, I'm selling this guy for $35 because of his floaty, and yeah, and I'm selling this guy for $30. I have never brought one of these to a market before, so I don't know. This one I have, and this one sells, so could be the floaty. I don't know. We'll see. So this was a free pattern off of Instagram. This is a little mini elephant. I embroidered the eyes. I think it may be the yarn I use, because this is just some leftover Sweet Snuggles Light I was trying to use up. The trunk here looks too big. It doesn't look like it does in the picture that she has on Instagram. So I don't know, it could be the yarn is too bulky or something. So I didn't like how this came out. My daughter thinks it looks like a mouse who lied and his nose grew like Pinocchio. But I do really like how she has the ears, because this is no sew, and you surface crochet these ears on, and I really like that technique. I'm gonna sell it for $8. You never know. Okay, let's see what we got. Some spiders. Got a purple one. And I got one in that pitter patter yarn that I love. Some silver eyes and some pink glitter eyes. This is a no-sew pattern. You make the legs and then you crochet them in, and all of this is just one crocheted piece. Super fast pattern. Has been really popular, especially and this yarn has been really popular. I've not made it in purple before, so we'll see about that. I have made it in the blue mystical yarn, and it sells every time. So sell them for $22, and they're super cute. This is a paid pattern off of Etsy. I love him. So this is like one of my new favorite patterns. So this is obviously a bear in a hoodie, completely no sew. This is a paid pattern, Nooks Hooks Crochet, I think. The hoodie comes off like this, or comes down. Right. So cute. It has 20mm eyes. This takes me like an hour and a half or so to make. I'm gonna charge $35. I've never had one of these at a market before, so we'll see if it sells at 35. And made a strawberry version. So she actually has a mod to make the strawberry version, but since I already had the pattern for the topper and I can easily embroider the white, I just did that. I will be buying some of her mods because she has some where you can like give them a dress, and so cute. There's one where the actual body is the strawberry. I want to make that one too. So, and the hood comes off just like the other one. These are made with Premier Basics Chanel Brights, and I'm gonna sell this one for $35 too. Okay, another cow. This is the first time I've ever made this pattern. This is a paid pattern off of Etsy. This one was like a 8-in-1 or a 10-in-1 fruit cow pattern, and for reasons that I don't understand, this took me forever, like at least 3 hours to make this guy. Most cows take me like an hour and a half. So you do sew every single piece on. So you make and sew every piece, and I mean, he's adorable. He's Peach Cow, and I'm going to Peach Jam Jubilee, so I thought, oh, he's so cute. But I don't think I'm gonna make any more of him because it took me so long, and I don't really know why. The pattern actually calls for you to make overalls to go on here, but I was just like, that'd be 4 hours into this guy. So he's going as is. I think he'll sell. I mean, I put the price at $38, and to me, if something takes you 3 hours, it should be more than $38. But I don't think anybody's gonna buy him for more than that because he's small. You see, he's small, and it's made with Premier Basics Chanel Brights, but adorable pattern. And I got the idea for this pattern from another YouTuber who makes them, and she doesn't take near as long as I did to make it, so that a me problem. But there he is. Okay, some Loveies. Got this cow Lovey. This pattern is a completely no-sew pattern, which I love. Has a really cool technique for how you sew the head to the body. I'd never seen before, and I really, really like it. It did call for lots of spots, but the first one I made, I did all the spots, and it took me 3 hours to make it. So this one, and the ones I've made since, I didn't put any spots on, and they sell $30. No problem. So I've got 2 of these, but I'll show you this one. And then from the same pattern designer, because that was a paid pattern off of Etsy, this elephant. Now, this is the first time I have made the elephant. So this is my first attempt at the elephant. The stitching on to create the face was a little bit, you just have to pay attention to every row, but it worked out just fine. Little feet, so cute. So cute, 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 cute. I did make another one, and I have it sitting over there, and I took the same pattern that she gives you, this pattern for the little headband. She doesn't give you a headband pattern on this one, so I just took the pattern for this one and created a headband for the other. So I have another elephant with a headband, but I wanted to have one like this because I had some people telling me that they wished I had more Loveies for boys, so I made an elephant without a headband. So I'm gonna sell the elephants for $35 just because this head took me longer to make than the cow. Dragons. Okay, so let me tell you about this dragon pattern. So this is a paid pattern off of Etsy. It's completely no-sew. This is what it looks like in Parfait Chunky. So I did modify the pattern just a little bit. Because she has you, I think she has you make the ears separate and then crochet them in, but I just chained out 4 and then slip stitched back into the head to make the ears, and then I think she has you do something a little different here for the horns. I can't remember what it is, but I just did bobbles, and then I followed the pattern for the rest of the body. These are made separately and then crocheted in, and then she tells you how to do this in, and I did that. The wings, she wants you to surface crochet the wings in so that they're no sew, but you know, it's funny me saying this because I don't like to sew, but it was really really hard for me to make them look good and look in the straight line when I was surface crocheting them. So I actually followed the pattern for a different dragon and made those wings and just sewed them on this guy. And it was a lot faster. He still takes me an hour and a half though. But still, an hour and a half for a dragon, not so bad. But this one is way too small. So I'm gonna try and sell him for 18. I don't know if he'll sell for that. He stands up on his little legs though, which I think is cute. So that's him in that yarn, and then here he is in Premier Basics Chanel Brights. Much bigger. I'm gonna sell these for 25. Did the same thing. I made the wings and then attached them. Everything else that I said. The ears I just chained out 4 and then slip stitched in. So I have had these. I actually had these as well at a market before, but I only had 15 on them because I thought, oh, I'm not sure if anybody will buy them. But they all sold like immediately, like as soon as the market opened. All had 3, and all of them sold right away. So I decided to up the price to 18 and see if they would sell for that, because you know, an hour and a half for these. I'm selling them for 25, and I have had them at markets, and they don't sell quite as fast, but they do sell. So those. And then this is the free Instagram pattern that I got the winged pattern from. I do make and sell the whole pattern for this, and I do sell these for $18. They are not as popular as the unstuffed Lovey type. This is not as popular. It's not, you know, I'm hanging on to this one, and I've had it for like 3 shows. So, but that is alright, that is that. And put that over there. Alright, this is Crochet by Jenna. Crate pattern off of Etsy, completely no-sew. I did change it a little bit. She has you crochet bobbles down the back as you go, but I kept finding that my bobbles were crooked. So I just surface crocheted half double crochets all the way down the spine after I was done. And it made it faster, and I think it looks just fine. And I have another one in blue. I sell them for $35, and I haven't had any trouble selling them. They don't, you know, they don't just fly off the shelf, but they sell for $35. I've got some hanging plants. This. So these are a free pattern. It's a tutorial on YouTube, and she also has a website where you can get the pattern for free. I sell these for $15. It's mostly just acrylic yarn. The basket is made out of a Sweet Snuggles, a Loops and Threads. I can't remember what it's called. It's a really, really skinny Chanel that they have, but it's not the skinny Chanel. Something else. But anyway, so I like the look. Sold for $15, and they seem to always sell. They actually seem to be getting more and more popular. I hang them up from, I take a piece of twine and I tie it on the sides of my tent, and I hang them from there, and it makes them really eye-catching. Panda bears, pandas. So this is a free Instagram pattern. I made them with Parfait Chunky. It's pom-pom. It's just a regular. I made 5. I've never had these at a market before, so I don't know if they'll sell. I'm going to try to sell them for $10. Make them in about 30 minutes. Oh, I did want to tell you something about these. So, let's see if I can find the first one I made. Okay, this was the first one I made. Follow the pattern exactly. She has you make the ears and then sew them on. And as I keep saying, I am not great at sewing, and they kind of looked a little crooked, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try the idea from other patterns that I have seen, and so I just, on the rest, I surface crocheted the ears on. So I just slip stitched in. I did two half double crochets, and then I slip stitched on that side, single crocheted all the way down, slip stitched on the other side, and made the ears. And I like the look better, and it was so much faster, and I could make sure that they were even, a lot easier. So that's what I did. All right, some snakes, baby snakes. So this is a paid pattern off of Etsy. This is Saucy Puffin Crochet's Itty Bitty Snake, or Saucy Puffin Crafts. The eyes, these eyes came from AliExpress. I think they're 20 millimeter, 18 millimeter. The yarn is a yarn from Hobby Lobby. I actually saw another YouTuber using this yarn to make snakes, and so I had to go out and buy it. So I did. So I got rainbow snakes, 2 of those. Oh, you're not a rainbow snake. 2 of those rainbow snakes. I've got them in Parfait Chunky, Glitz, and the neon. And I sell these for $10, and they're pretty popular. This is a pattern off of Etsy. This is a free pattern. This is a gecko, not Etsy, a free pattern off of Instagram. I really like this pattern, and I want it to be really popular, but they don't really sell. So I keep marking the price down. So they're $10. I had them $10 at my last market, and they did not sell. I have them in this color too. I mean, they sell, but like, you know, maybe not more than one. And a lot of people pick them up and put them back down. So. Some pigs. So my very first pig that I made, or I don't know if it's first or second, whatever, his eyes are too big. So this is a free pattern. Like, I think I actually found it on Pinterest. It's on a website. And I sell them for, I was selling them for $15, but this one, I don't know if it's because this one's eyes are too big, they didn't move, so I've changed the price to $12. I've got another one. This one has the more accurate eyes. But I don't have any more of this yarn. This is Bernat Baby Blanket Pink. So I started using Chanel Brights Pink, and I actually like the look of this guy better. So I'm going to keep using this yarn. I did change the pattern a little bit. She has you come out from the end here to make the tail, but I thought that was kind of didn't feel like it was the right spot. So I just did it up here at the top, surface crocheted. Completely no sew. You sew the ear, or you make the ears, and then you crochet them in. So pigs are always pretty popular. So some pigs. And this is Drift the Octopus, completely no sew. I love the eyes. I love you make these baubles and then you put the eyes in it. It gives them like this serious look, and I love it. I have not had these at a market before, so I don't know if they will be popular. I've got 3. I've got this one, this one, They are all made with Sweet Snuggles Light, and they take me about 45 minutes to make, and I really hope they sell because I really like making them. I I've got them priced at $20, so we'll see. Okay, I wanted to come back on here and show you my mystery boxes. I also make and sell mystery boxes for my markets. I started selling them in April. They have been more and more successful. At the last show before the last one that rained, they all sold out before the halfway through the show, and then even at the show where it rained, I brought 17 and I sold 15 of the 17. So mystery boxes are wildly popular. So I bought these boxes off of Amazon, and I have a couple of different kinds of plushie. I have this. This is a free Instagram pattern. I embroider the eyes. This is Premier Basics Chanel Brights. I have several of that color. There's another one. I make rubber duckies. I was selling rubber duckies just out on my table for $8, but they weren't moving, so I stuck them in mystery boxes, and now they sell. This is a paid pattern from Etsy. It's actually a keychain pattern, but I used Premier Parfait Chunky to make them, so they come out this size, and I embroidered the eyes. Turtles. This is a free Instagram pattern. I used Sweet Snuggles Light to make it. I embroidered the eyes. It's completely no-sew, really quick. They all actually are completely no-sew. And then this one. This is a YouTube tutorial. I actually got the idea for this one from another YouTuber, and I love it. This will be the first time I'm having these in my mystery boxes. It takes me 30 minutes or less to make, and I embroider the eyes. And it's a nice big size. And I got that in several colors. Let's see. Another one. And it's Premier Basics Chanel Brights. Okay, and go in the box. And I also include some stickers. So I got these stickers off of Amazon. So these are really cute little animal stickers. I'll put in there. I also make a flyer that I put out that has picture of everything that is possible, like each one of these that they could possibly get, and then I have it up there. You will get one of these, or this time I'm going to put in some random things that aren't selling. So I think I wrote the wording to say something like you'll receive one of these cuties or a complete surprise, I think is what I put on the flyer. Anyway, just wanted to come back on here and show you those, because I think they're worth giving a try. If you are hesitant, do it. All right, well, I think that's all I have. So thanks for watching. See you next time.